Okay, so we're going to have a look this morning at the negative numbers. All right, so one of the key bits that I think is really important with negative numbers is even when we're on the left-hand side in the area over here where we've got negative numbers, the numbers to the left are still smaller than the number to the right. So these numbers over here are bigger. Yeah, and these numbers over here are smaller. Okay, so -7 here is a smaller number than -6. So in just the same way as over here, 4 is a smaller number than 5, -7 is a smaller number than -6. And that's one of those things that, you know, you see 7 as bigger than 6 because you think about the positive, but look at the diagram now, it's further left, it is more negative. When we do a take away a positive number, so if I do 5 take away 10, I start at 5 over here and I count 10 backwards. So 1, I'll use my highlighter pen, so I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I end up at -5. So if I had 15 take away 10, I would count to the left. So all the way down here, I'm counting to the left. So if I started off with -2 take away 4, the only difference here is, I'll use my highlighter pen again. Let's go with the blue. So I'm going to start at -2 just here, and then I'm going to count 4 to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the answer is, oh you silly man, I've done it again. And the answer is -6. So when I'm taking away a positive number, we count to the left. So let's take again, this first number here, this is all about where you start. So let's start now at -4, and let's add 5. So let's get a different colour pen again. Where are we going? Oh, let's go yellow. Right, so we're going to start at -4 here. We're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so the answer is positive. I've done it each time. Okay, so when we add a positive number, it goes up. Okay, so it goes to the right, and then when we take away a positive number, it goes to the left. All right. So I'm just going to do a little bit of wiping out there. I'm going to try and not do all my numbers, but it might not be perfect. Okay. All right. So this is where it gets a little bit like ooh. All right. So let's go 3. Take away -2. Okay. Now what I want you to be thinking of here is that -2 is a number. If it was 3, take away +2, we'd know what to do. We would go to 3, and then we'd take away 2. We'd move left 2 spaces. So that's what we do if we're taking away a negative number. So if we're going to take away that's what you're going to do. If you take away a positive number, we count to the left. If we're going to take away a negative number, we're going to count to the right. We're going to do the opposite. All right? And let's go 1, 2. So the answer will be, hey, look, I changed it this time. The answer will be 5. So we go from here, and we'll go to here, and then we'll go to here because we're taking away a negative. Now, there's a way to think about that, is that if you owe me money, it's a negative. You might owe me £2. And if we say, oh, don't worry about it anymore, I've taken away that negative, okay? So you might have £7 in your wallet, but you know that you can't spend 2 of it because you owe it to me. So actually you've got £5 spending money, but if you decide, oh, okay, that's fine, I say, oh, no worries, don't worry about it, you don't have to pay your money. That negative, I've taken away that negative, And so that's given you effectively £2 more that you could spend. So that taking away a negative becomes a positive. I don't want you to say two negatives become a positive. I'm about to show you why. Okay, so if we start here, so we started with a positive because I wanted to show you what we were doing. All right, so let's start now with a negative 5, and we're going to take away, again, negative 2. Why have I got brackets around negative 2? Because I want you to understand, and this is why I've been nagging you about using the word minus. Because you might look at that and say, -5, minus 2. And you don't really know what you're doing with that. But if you say negative 5, so negative 5 is a place on our number line. It's an actual number, it exists. Okay, so here is negative 5, just there. Okay, and we're going to take away negative 2. So if it was taken away positive 2, we would count to the left. But because we're taking away negative 2, we're going to count to the right. Sounds like a song from the Rocky Horror Show, but there we go. All right, so we're going to count to the right 2, 1, 2. Okay, so yeah, changed it back to black. That's negative 3. So the answer is negative 3. So this is why we say two negatives don't make a positive. They do for multiplication and division, but not for addition and subtraction. So that's not one of these things that I want you to learn, for want of a better term. So there we go. We jumped twice in that direction because we're taking away a negative. Okay, so that's addition and subtraction. Just want to do a quick little bit now where we don't need the number line. We're just going to do multiplications. Okay, if I do 3 times 4 times 5. Okay, so 3 times 4 times 5. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60. If I change that now, and if I took that as negative 3 times 4 times 5, okay, I've got one negative, and that negative is going to times positive, and that's just going to turn the answer to negative. The digits are going to be the same. So the numbers don't make things happen, okay? But now I'm going to do negative 3 times negative 4 times 5. Okay, I've got two negatives now, and now my two negatives together, I've got an even number of negatives. The answer is going to go back to positive 60. And you're going to find this amazing, all right? You're never going to guess what's going to happen now. If I do negative 3 times negative 4 times negative 5, I've now got 3 negatives in my question. And because it's an odd number, it's going to go, oh, you stupid man, I just got rid of doing that. It's going to go back to negative 60. So whenever you get, and this is a good thing for a learning note here, is odd number of negative signs, the answer is going to be negative. And if you have an even number of negative signs, the answer is going to be positive for multiplication and division only. Don't confuse that with addition and subtraction. Okay, I hope that made a little bit of sense.